Hey, Steven here. I just got back from testing the SPLACH Phoenix. This scooter is really good. When I look at a scooter, there's really three things that I look at the most. The number one thing that I look at is it fast enough? Does it have enough torque, enough top speed, enough acceleration? Is the braking safe? Is the whole experience smooth? Number two is the build quality, because a lot of fast scooters really cheap out on the build quality as well. And number three, the value. Is the quality and the speed that you get worth the money that you're actually paying for? For the first time in my review history, that a scooter has hit all three. Normally for a scooter, two routes that scooter companies go. They either go super luxurious, doesn't go very fast and costs a lot of money, or they go super fast and the thing looks like a goddamn lunchbox and it just doesn't look very cool or very nice in my opinion, and they charge a lot of money for that as well. For the Phoenix, for the SPLACH Phoenix, you use my coupon code, it's roughly $1,200, and for $1,200 you get a super torquey, super powerful electric scooter that goes up to 37 miles per hour. Enough to actually stay on city and suburban roads. Not fast enough for 45 miles per hour highways, but for neighborhood roads or even the city where it's lower speeds, it's actually really fast, and it's good enough to stay there. And when it comes to torque, it is so torquey in Mode 3. One thing is that this scooter comes out of the box not in the most strongest accelerating, not in the most strongest acceleration mode. So you actually have to go into the menu, go into P9 and P10 and change it from the softest to the most hard accelerating modes to enjoy the full power range of this electric scooter. I do have to say that while you're on the street, along with traffic, along with cars, Mode 3 with the most powerful accelerating mode, it's actually pretty nice, it's pretty smooth. But if you're on the sidewalk, you have pedestrians, I would recommend you to kind of slow down a little bit into Mode 2, where it's a lot less jerky, even if it's in twin power mode. The front of the scooter just does not want to stay down, especially when you're accelerating. It is so powerful. When it comes to the springs, I do feel the spring bottoming out when I'm jumping on it. This scooter feels pretty plush, but a little bit plush on the firmer side, which is good because it dampens, but it's still kind of stable enough for you to go in a high-speed acceleration and for you to perform high-speed maneuvers and have that snappiness without feeling too bogged down with really soft springs. So overall, I do like this scooter quite a bit, and I think this red just really stands out in the sun. Of course, you can change it to silver, and I said before too, you can spray paint it to any other color. I think I'm going to try to spray paint it either black or purple. Have not made up my mind on that, but you can definitely spray paint these fairings that they're making. This does remind me of the Iron Man Mark V armor. It looks really cool, red and silver. Yeah, so this scooter is incredibly fast. It's fast enough for me to actually wear a motorcycle leather jacket, just because I'm kind of concerned about, getting into an accident with cars. So when it comes to brakes, when you squeeze the brake levers, it doesn't fully engage the full power of the brakes unless you squeeze it all the way down. The problem is a lot of motorcycle riders like me like to squeeze with two fingers. That means there's a space of your finger in between the lever and the brake, and that is actually needed to engage the full power of the brakes, which I find a little bit of annoying. I just wish from the factory is tuned in a way that when the lever is squeezed to where your finger is, that's the maximum power engaged. Otherwise, you have to, when you are engaging with two fingers, you have to actually let go of the other two fingers to full palm it. And with that changes your reaction time, that changes the way that you have to move your fingers. It's just not a very smooth experience with the levers. I didn't have to deal with that with other types of electric scooters. Again, this is adjustable, highly adjustable. I'm just kind of nitpicking something out of the factory. But aside from that, I kind of understood why the front had such a huge space for why the neck has such a huge space for your foot. because because the scooter just does not want to stay down. It keeps wanting to go up because of how powerful it is. Overall, the ride quality is extremely plushy. Even with me having these huge boots on, winter boots on, it still feels incredibly spacious. I never felt like I'm constrained on this scooter with the deck space. The grip is amazing. The lateral, especially with the way that it's shaped, the lateral grip is also amazing too. I've never felt like my foot is hanging out or about to fall down or anything like that. I do have to give a slight complaint about the kickstand. I do feel the kickstand, I do have a slight complaint about the kicktail. I do feel like the kicktail should be a little bit taller, a little bit bigger. It functions also as a handlebar, as a handle to carry your scooter, which is incredibly useful. I keep using it when I'm moving it. I use it a lot. However, I just feel like, especially when I have a bigger boot on, it feels a little bit harder to find where that kicktail is, especially when you want to go full power and you want to put your foot down. Just you can still feel it. You can still feel it. You can still find it after you learn how it feels at a lower, flatter profile. But I do feel like this is something that maybe they should come up with an upgrade, a taller, more flared up version of the kicktail, so that more aggressive players, more aggressive riders can utilize that a little bit more. Again, nitpicking, this is something that you can get used to. I took out for one ride and I can find the kicktail now with zero problems, but it's just something that you can get used to. What I also do love are the LEDs. Most of the time, LEDs are super gimmicky on electric scooters. They just make it full RGB and shine as if the rainbow colors would give it more horsepower. This one, the headlight has two separate headlight LEDs, and these LEDs are separate from the turn signals. The cheaper ones that I've seen are merged together. So when you have your headlights on and you turn on your signal, it's really hard to see because it's kind of merged together with the blinkers are merged together with your headlight on the bottom. In this case, it's separate, so it's very distinct. If you're on the road and you use the turn signal, there is no mistaking, and everybody can see it. And the way that it's positioned, people even on your side, not exactly 90 degrees, but maybe 95 degrees to 85 degrees can still see the lights on the bottom of your scooter, which is incredibly nice. The wheels, the tires are pretty nice. They're standard tires, and as you can see, these are street tires made for 80% street riding, which I totally agree with. And you can lean very aggressively with these type of tires. They do okay. They should do okay on off-road. A little bit of grass, a little bit of hard-packed trail, but nothing more aggressive than that because, you know, they're not knobby tires. And you can see from the way that the scooter's built, the sleekness, the high quality builds, the ultimate design, that this is not really, in my mind, this is not an off-road electric scooter. You can definitely off-road with it, and it's powerful enough. In my mind, this is an ultra luxury street cruiser in the city or in the suburbs, at the price of a budget scooter, of a price of a mid-range budget scooter. You get the, it's really, really hard to describe quality because when most people look online, they compare specs. They just compare the specs and the general shape of the scooter, and they're like, okay, this is the one I want. But when you look at the scooter in person, it just screams luxurious. And when you stand on it, it is very powerful. Compared to all of my other scooters that I have reviewed and some of the scooters that I'm about to review, this is one of the most luxurious scooters. This is one of the most high quality luxurious scooters that I have reviewed. I just love looking. Usually for scooters, I love riding them, but I don't particularly enjoy looking at them. I like to look at electric skateboards because skateboards and motorcycles, these look cool. I just enjoy looking at scooters. Man, they look kind of dinky, but this one, I seriously do enjoy just looking at it. It has what 6061 aerospace grade chassis, and the stem, the bottom of the stem is actually made with a reinforced 6082 with a 6082 aluminum, which is much stronger. You can see the designer definitely had paid attention to potential weak spots of all scooters and reinforced those places. Yeah, so again, for $1,200, I think this scooter is just a steal. If I had a budget of roughly $1,000 or a little bit more, I would personally get this scooter. Are there scooters that's a little bit faster at $1,200? Probably yes, but those scooters are going to look like a goddamn lunchbox. And I just feel this one really balances and gives you the most power it can and gives you the most quality and design it can at this price level. Definitely going to have more review coming up. I'm going to take this off-road and see how it does. Maybe it will even surprise you. If you're interested in this type of content, please give me a subscribe and use my discount code at no cost to you while purchasing a product from SPLACH. And thank you again for your support. I really appreciate it. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.